This will be a slightly different week in our daily devotions as we get closer and closer to the celebration of Christmas. Many of us really enjoy Christmas music of all kinds. So this week for devotions, I'm going to share for the first 4 days from a different psalm. And the Psalms, of course, are the prayer book or the worship book or song book of our Bible. And after I share 4 different songs that speak about joy, then the last 3 days of the week, I'm very happy to tell you that Pastor Joe Greenmore and Chris Morris will be sharing and connecting scripture and songs as we approach the birth of Jesus. So today I begin with Psalm 5, which you can read in your entirety. It's 12 verses long. And verse 11 is, "But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy. Spread your protection over them, so that those who love your name may exult in you." Let them ever sing for joy. Psalm 5 is a psalm of trust, and it's a psalm expressing gratitude to God for deliverance, deliverance from enemies. And again, enemies can take many forms, as we've shared in these devotions before. In some cases, for David, and this is a psalm of David, enemies could take the literal form of enemies who he was fighting against in battle, who were trying to kill him or to defeat his nation. But enemies, we don't all face enemies like that, although we know there are still wars raging in different parts of the world. For many of us, the enemies we face are within us and are more personal. And more challenges that we face that we must learn to overcome and with God's help to defeat. But I love the fact it's let all who take refuge in you rejoice, let them ever sing for joy. That when we put our refuge and our trust in God, we do have reason to rejoice and to be joyful. And as I'll be sharing in the devotions this week as well as in my sermon today, joy is a fundamental part of being in right relationship with God and being a follower of Jesus. For many years, I was a member of a group that was called the Fellowship of Merry Christians, which is a group that tried to emphasize the fact that joy is second in the list of the fruit of the Spirit. And as we get closer to Christmas and gift giving and receiving and everything else, we all know that the physical gifts that may come at Christmas are temporary and fleeting, especially if you're a kid. You know, you can get clothes for Christmas, and by Easter you may already be growing out of them, right? But joy that we have from the Lord is lasting, and it stays with us. And I pray as you go about this day that you would take refuge in God, and that you would have a sense of joy in knowing that God is with you.